You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I've got your weekly prediction edition. We're going to talk about Adam exposing secrets and Jill getting tricked. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got predictions for Kyle and Claire, for Daniel and Tessa, for Victor and Jill, for Claire, Audra, and Adam, and also for Noah and Sienna. If you're not following us, please hit that subscribe button. Let's jump right in. Our very first prediction: Claire bails on Thanksgiving early, and Kyle gets mad. So Tuesday, Y&R spoilers have drama at the Abbotts for the holiday. And on Wednesday, Ashley Abbott is home for Thanksgiving. So we're going to see at the Abbott mansion, Jack and Diane there, Billy and Sally, Tracy's there, Kyle and Harrison are there, and even Claire. So I would expect that she's there because Kyle pressures Claire to come to Thanksgiving because Harrison wants to see her, which of course isn't really fair to Claire if Kyle does that. But, she may want to be with her family, be with the Newmans, and Kyle should not be using his son as leverage to try and get back with Claire, but he keeps doing it. So Kyle may also use the Thanksgiving holiday to pressure Claire for a reunion again, or encourage Harrison to put some pressure on Claire to come around more often. So it may be too much for her, and she may take off to meet with Holden and leave the evening early. Or Claire might have already had plans to meet Holden after the Abbott meal since he will be alone for the holiday. So I do think Kyle may get mad if Claire takes off before he thinks she should, especially if it's to see Holden. And I fully expect Kyle to use Harrison to guilt Claire to show up for Christmas as well. And as Victoria and Nikki have both pointed out to Claire, she can see Harrison without being with Kyle, so she doesn't need to accept that pressure from him. Our second prediction: Daniel and Tessa take a big next step. Monday, Young and the Restless spoilers have Daniel and Tessa performing his original song at Danny and Christine's wedding. And Tessa talked Daniel into performing when he was really nervous and tried to back out. So he tells Tessa that they're good for each other, and she agrees. And Daniel and Tessa are kissing, and then Phyllis sees it and she's stunned and not too happy. So if you remember, Tessa told Daniel not too long ago that she's going to go ahead and divorce Mariah. The last time that Tessa tried to talk to Mariah or visit, she had Tessa banned and blocked from seeing her permanently. And it seemed to be that those actions of Mariah was the tipping point for Tessa, who said it is over between them. And this week is the second time Daniel and Tessa kiss, and there's nothing really in their way anymore if she is going to make that split permanent and legal and official. So Daniel and Tessa may get intimate soon. So maybe by Christmas or New Year, maybe even sooner. They did agree to stay just friends, but then they kiss again at Danny and Christine's wedding. And that means they either cannot fight their feelings or don't want to fight their feelings anymore. So Tessa may move past Mariah and get much closer to Daniel coming soon. Our third prediction: Victor pushes Jill. Tuesday, Young and the Restless spoilers have Victor enlisting Adam to strike against Billy. And Adam had said he wanted to find out who's the money source behind Abbottcom, and it wasn't too long before he did it. Adam reported back to Victor that it is Billy's mom, Jill Abbott, who is financing Abbottcom. Adam is trying to distract Victor and get him to focus on Billy so he'll leave Jack and Jabot alone. And with Adam and Victor taking strikes at Billy, it could be that they try and get Jill to yank the funding. We could see Victor go directly to Jill and tell her she's wasting money by funding Abbottcom because Newman Media will crush them because they're well established and Billy always screws up. Victor may tell her that Sally's not up to running the company and neither is Jill's son. Or Adam and Victor may warn Jill that Kane's AI was stolen and it's on the loose, wrecking Kane's company and could come for Abbottcom next, so she would lose her investment anyway. And of course, Jill may suspect that Victor stole the AI because obviously Kane wouldn't unleash it on himself, and Billy and Jack probably wouldn't either. So it's a short list of suspects, but Victor may blame it on Phyllis, and Jill might actually buy that. So we'll see if Victor and Adam can get in Jill's head and mess up the funding to ruin Billy's new business venture. Our fourth prediction, Claire exposes Audra using Adam. So last week, Claire saw Audra sipping out of Holden's cocktail at the GCAC, and that seemed to be the tipping point that made Claire so mad that she called Billy and left a message saying she has something to tell him. So we know that Holden and Audra did some thievery years ago in Los Angeles, and they conned some rich dude out of money. Holden told Claire that Audra did the stealing and paid him a fee for covering for her. But what really happened is much worse than that, and makes clear that Holden is just as guilty as Audra in whatever it was they really did. So Claire is planning to take it to Billy. But if Abbottcom doesn't launch because of Victor and Adam, we could see Claire pivot. She may take the dirty Audra secret to her uncle Adam for him to splash it all over Newman Media. Claire wants to give it to Billy, but if the Abbottcom launch is dead, I don't think Claire's going to sit on the secret much longer. She despises Audra and she wants to make her pay. Adam would not hesitate to publish the secret, but of course, if Holden knows that Claire is planning to do this, he would try and talk her out of it, because if Claire spills Audra's dirt to a news outlet, you know that Holden is going to be outed as her partner in crime. Our fifth and final prediction, Noah and Sienna are saved and return to Genoa City together. So Tuesday, Young and the Restless spoilers have Sharon and Nick looking for Noah, and Nick and Sharon are at what looks to be some sort of outdoor storage junkyard kind of thing. Nick is calling Noah's name. Sharon is praying that they'll find him. And then Nick finds some sort of sign and calls her over. Wednesday, YNR spoilers have Victor hiding the truth about Nick's big LA problems from Nikki. So looks like Mitch Matt is playing a sick game with Sharon and Nick because he took Noah and then he gives them a clue on how to find their son along with some rules for the game that Matt set up. And I'm sure Sharon and Nick are going to figure it out and save Noah and Sienna. And from there, Nick and Sharon are going to want to see Matt dead or locked up and their son Noah safely back to Genoa City. So I do suspect Noah wants Sienna to come back home with him so they can be together, which means he's going to break up with Allie. And we do know from behind the scenes pictures that Noah and Sienna do wind up together in Genoa City. And it is confirmed that Matt follows them after they leave Los Angeles. And he is going to make life for all the Newmans a nightmare back on their home turf, the way he did in Los Angeles and the way he did decades ago.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.